Hello guys, it's Xcel and welcome to another top 10 list. In this list we will be taking a look at the pets in Block Story. Whether you are a new player or an advanced player, there is no denying that having a pet by your side can give you a significant advantage against your enemies and can also help you get to unreachable locations in the harder difficulties of the game. In this list, the pets won't be ordered in which how strong they are, instead they are going to be ordered in how useful they truly are in game. These are the top 10 most useful pets in Block Story. Do I really need to say much about these two? The dog and the cat are some of the first pets the player will have access to obtaining, and they don't really do anything except keep the player company. They don't attack, they have a small amount of health, and they don't level up. They are simply there to keep you company, and unfortunately, that isn't very useful when you are trying to survive out in this mysterious world. There isn't really much else to say here, so next! I honestly don't know what to think of this pet, and when I look at the comments on my videos about the Maddie pet, it seems like most people are just as confused as I am on how to use it. The Maddie pet can be obtained two different ways. You either kill Maddie 20 times and unlock the insanely expensive recipe, or you have a 10% chance that Maddie will drop the soul and you can just pick it up. I honestly don't see a reason why the soul has to be so challenging for most players because of how destructive this pet can get. When you look at the stats, it isn't actually that bad. It does a decent amount of damage to all the targets around it and its health is okay. But I did say all the targets, that includes you and the other pets around you. That's right, this is the only pet in Block Story that attacks the player and the other pets around it. When you combine that and with its god-awful AI, like seriously, this thing teleports randomly into the ground and into the walls and just disappears and you have no idea where this thing went. It's no wonder the Maddie pet isn't very useful after all and is at the very bottom of this list. Next up is one of the first pets you will gain access to, the spider. Now this pet by no means is a bad pet. It just falls short of many other pets that you will obtain in your adventure. Its health isn't the best and it will probably go down facing most bosses in the game even when it's at max level. However, that's not to say its damage isn't bad. One of its attacks allows him to attack 3 times at once, which means if he lands all 3, it can do up to 928 damage at max level. However, its AI can get a little wonky and he does retreat a lot. Like seriously, he does more than just retreat. He actually flies like 30 or 40 blocks behind what he was fighting and sometimes forget that he was fighting that creature. However, one other benefit that the spider pet does offer is that it actually does walk faster than the player can run. So if you are a new player, try to get it up to level 30 and then mount it and you'll be able to travel much quicker. It's just too bad you can't walk up walls with this thing. Just imagine that. Taking the number 7 spot is the pet that used to have my favorite description, the Rainbow Basilisk. Apart from being one of the more annoying pets to grind for, this pet is slightly better at attacking than the spider and also has a huge benefit of helping you swim through the oceans very fast. So if you don't have access to the trident or air ring, mounting on this pet will allow you to cruise much faster through these oceans. And on top of that, he'll even attack the enemies down there in the water while you're riding his back. I did say it was slightly better at attacking than the spider, so what does it do better? Well, if you look at the stats compared to the spider, it has about 300 more HP than the spider, and the damage is the same. Oh wait, what's that? This pet attacks more frequently and doesn't retreat 30 blocks away from its enemies like the spider does? Sign me up! At number 6 we have Gontar. Gontar is a tank. What, do I have to say more than that? He's a tank. Ugh, fine. If you ever find yourself in a sticky situation, chances are Gontar will get you out of that situation. Except if you are in space, but let's ignore that because only pets that are powered by magic and witchcraft can get up there. When comparing this pet to the Basilisk pet, not only does it attack at an even faster rate, it also does more damage too. Even then, it has a ton of more health that the Basilisk and Spider can only dream of having. This pet will absorb some attacks the other pets cannot take, making him one of the tankiest pets in the whole world of Block Story. And to conclude with this pet, the AI on this thing isn't wonky compared to the Spider or Basilisk. He won't retreat unless he needs to, He is a true fighter. I hate to do this because these are some of my favorite pets. Coming in at number 5 is the Dragon Trio. This is Draco, Dather, Vermut, Baby Ashkor, and Zordoraxis. Why are they all together? Basically because they all behave the same exact way. Some just have a little bit more health and do a little bit more damage than the others do. But what makes them more useful than the last couple of pets that I previously mentioned? Simple, they can fly. For those of you playing on survival or hardcore, riding a dragon might be the best and most efficient way to reach new locations that you haven't been able to reach before early on in your journey. On top of that, this makes fighting some of the enemies much easier. In my first playthrough, I managed to beat the Dragon Lord just riding Draco and hardly got hit. All I had to do was just focus on dodging those fireballs and position myself in the right spots and let my dragon do all the work. Taking out enemies, such as the Dragon Lord, is a lot more difficult with Gontar, even with the added health benefit. It's just more useful and safer to use a dragon or bigger enemies, and that's why they are all at number 5. Alright, it's time for the big guns. Next up, we have Eldriar. No, whoa, hold on! I know what you all are thinking.
So, you are crazy for putting Eldriar at number 4. He has more health and does more damage than almost all the other pets in the game. He can't possibly be lower than number 1.
And that's when I say, look at the title. It's right there. It's not titled Strongest Pets, it's titled Most Useful Pets. So why is this pet really at number 4? Well, he is a bit more useful than the other dragons. He does more damage, and he has a lot more attack patterns. He is the tankiest out of all the pets in the game with a whopping 1770 HP. But what separates this guy from the top is his AI can be dumb at times, and he always has to be on the front lines of action when he fights his foes. That's where the top 3 stand out. They have the benefits of being able to attack from a distance, and here they are. Here is number 3. At number 3 we have Onyx, the Phoenix. In my opinion, the most useful flying pet. When you look at the Phoenix, you'll notice that it has a lot going for itself. For one, the Phoenix can survive up in space, allowing you to take this bird wherever you want. It has one of the highest amounts of HP compared to any other pet, and its damage is about average. With all this being said, I still haven't covered why this pet is just so special. What makes this pet just so special is the fireball attack. It has the ability to summon in 5 fireballs at once that each do 309 damage and will lock onto any enemy, dealing massive amounts of damage. This allows for the pet to attack from further away and not have to always engage in melee combat. However, sometimes the AI can just be dumb at times and Onyx will fly forwards towards the enemy. And that's why I recommend putting Onyx in a cage and telling him that he's grounded until he learns how to fight. Alright, at number 2 we potentially have a pet you can get very early in game. The Snowman is one of the smartest pets in game. What's interesting is that when you look at his stats, the damage is okay and his health is below average. There's nothing really impressive here, but then you get to what separates this pet from the rest. All you need to do is just fill his inventory up with snow blocks and watch him go. He can take out anything with those physics-defining snowballs. That's just one of the many things that makes him so great. What makes him so much better than the Phoenix is his ability to stay. It's not that hard, Phoenix. All you had to do was just stay at a distance and attack. But no! I guess you wanted to get yourself killed by flying closer to everything. The Snowman's AI is just great. He knows when to stay and attack from a distance, or when to attack up close and personal. And sometimes that's all it takes to make a useful pet. You just need the perfect AI and the useful attack. If you are a new player, do everything you can to finish this achievement. Having the Snowman with you makes your life a whole lot easier. And finally, we have reached the top spot. And what else can the top spot go to other than the mech? Just take everything I told you about the Snowman and make it twice as strong, and boom, you have the most useful pet in Block Story. Unlike the Snowman, the mech has an additional 420 health, does about 100 more damage up close, and its range attack does almost twice the amount of damage as the Snowman. Yeah, imagine this pet constantly firing lock-on rockets that do 494 damage. What else can I say about this pet? Oh, I know. You can also mount this mech and control where he will fire the missiles at his foes. On top of that, he can also survive up in space, making him a must-have for some of the strongest creatures up there. Need I say more? This pet has it all, and is truly one of a kind. The grind to obtain this pet might be a long one, but I'm here to tell you all that it will be worth it, trust me. So there you have it, all the pets in Block Story ranked from least useful to most useful. I hope you all learned a thing or two from this list and will use the pets to the best of their ability. If you have any other ideas for a top 5 or a top 10 list, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Xcel signing off.